Is the crypto market, Bitcoin, manipulated by whales? Is the FTT whole downfall part of a whale manipulation? Hey, you might be shocked by finding out what I'm going to show you today. So make sure to watch this entire video now. All right, so we're going to cover some very important point. We all know what's going on, right? We have the news. We have this Binance, right? CZ is in the process of buying FTZ. What is it? What is the name of the company? Anyway, FTT is buying an exchange, right? FTX, sorry. And FTX is selling to CZ Binance. And that has been part of a savior room because people have been blocked, right, from FTX from taking their money out. So I hope you're not one of those persons. But if you are, then I want to show you something very important today that I think a lot of people are not sharing publicly. And it's the idea that whales are actually manipulating the crypto market price. And I want you to understand that because you could be part of those person that is being manipulated. So I'm going to show you how that works. I'm going to share my screen with you and show you something very, very important. It's about how whales are manipulating the price. Okay, a few things you need to know. Whales are people or organizations who own large amounts of crypto. You could put literally a few hundred people own more than 60% of Bitcoin, for example. Okay, that means a large percentage of Bitcoin is controlled just by a few people. Now, there is some evidence of this, and you could research that if you want, but whales can manipulate the market with their massive wealth. We'll show you how to do this, okay? And if you watch FTT dump, right, we all know about what's going on in the market right now. FTT went down as much as 80%, you said 90%? So
90% yesterday.
90% yesterday. So, that's a lot. So what they do is they create sales walls to decrease the coin's price, allowing whales to make cheap purchase. Buy walls to force investors to increase the price of a coin that a whale owns. Let me explain how that works. Let's start off first with the sell wall. This is very important. This has been going on for a very long time. I was aware of that because of a friend of mine who's been into crypto for a long time. He quit because these whales kept manipulating price. But if you understand how they play the game, you could get in and get good prices. So here's how it works. The whale opens an enormous sell order. Okay, it's a limit sales order. Yeah. So what happens is that you have both buys and sells, right? You have people who are trying to buy and people who are trying to sell. And if there's more buys than sells, then the price goes up. Does that make sense? Now, what happens though when the sales order are bigger than the buy orders? Well, then it pushes the price down. So what they do, and I'll show you how this works, they actually put a sales wall. And you saw that with FTT. Let me explain to you what I mean, okay? We have this case scenario where FTT crashed. Let's take a look at that. Why did it crash first? Let me explain to you. What happened is that CZ received a whole bunch of FTT tokens, and he put a massive sale order for hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay? Now, of course, the owner, right, what's his name, whatever, is trying to buy, trying to save the price at 22. Yeah, Sam, right? And he's trying to save the price at 22, but you have this massive order for hundreds of millions of dollars from CZ. So this is the sales wall, So you have more, so that what happens is the price is not going higher than that sales wall. Eventually breaks down and crashes the price and creates fear and panic in the market, so more people sell. So I'm gonna come back to this sales wall, but I wanted you to see what I'm saying here. How whales are manipulating the price of Bitcoin. Side note, CZ, everybody, all the influencers, right? They're all saying positive things about him, but fuck me, he manipulated the price. That's the truth. But you see, there's something else you should know. There's also a crypto influencer secret group that all in one group, all these YouTubers, right? I'm not part of that group yet, but one day they will invite me. I don't know if I will accept. But you know what? They're all part of a group, and they all get together, and they also manipulate. the prices, the message they're sending out to the community. And the message they're sending out right now is that CZ is a good guy, blah, blah. But listen, I'm not saying, you can make your own judgment, put a comment what you think about all this. Is CZ really a good guy when he created the sales wall? I'll let you think of that. Yes, he has a right to sell, but here's the question. Why didn't he sell at much higher price? Why did he wait until 22? That's a good question. I'll let you think about that. Let's go back to our points here. You can read this article on Bitstamp. By the way, so once they bring the price down, why did they do that? They want to crash the price. These whales want to crash the price. But why? Because they want to buy back Bitcoin at a much cheaper price. That's the only reason they do that. So once they reach the price they want to buy, right, a cheaper price, they create what is called a buy wall. What is a buy wall? Well, it's the same idea. What they're going to do, they're going to put a big buy order that is bigger than the sales order, right? So now what you have is you have a big buy order and less sales order, and they know. And they're this is happening through multiple exchange, obviously through Binance, since they're the number one exchange in the world, and they're creating this huge buy order, and now you have less sales orders, so it bounces on the buy wall. So these whales are accumulating Bitcoin at a very cheap price on the buy wall, and they bring the price back up. Does that make sense? And that's how they're manipulating Bitcoin. Now, let's talk about the legality of this. Is it legal for them to do that? Yes and no. Depends what country they're in. But the truth is, the legality is not completely illegal yet, meaning that there is no clear regulations in America yet. Okay, so because the regulations around crypto are not super clear, it allows whales to manipulate it freely, especially those who don't live in America. And trust me, there are many of those, and they can manipulate the price of Bitcoin very easily. So now that we've shared that with you, what do you think? Put a comment, give me your opinion. And by the way, make sure an alarm here. What's going on? Bitcoin just broke below 17K support. So that's what we're looking at right now. Happening right now live. And that alarm will stop in a minute. Sorry about that. So it just broke below. Now we're on our way maybe to 16K.
Hmm. I think to add
But
to that note too, if you could manipulate Bitcoin for in your favor to earn you more money, you 100% would. I know I would. If I was a
that's a good
huge whale
question.
in Bitcoin
Let's
and I had the opportunity to collude with other wealthy individuals to bring the price down for my benefit, I wouldn't think twice about it. I would definitely do that. And at the end of the day, the rich get richer, right? And if you're not aware of this, then you open yourself up to being manipulated. But if you are aware, or at least you entertain the idea, then maybe you can kind of play along on the sidelines and try and match their plays, and who
yeah.
knows, end up with a win.
By the way, if you like the content, subscribe to the channel right now. Put the notifications on. Very important. We're going to share about how we're playing this. We have live wallets that we're going to share today and how they're doing in the crypto. We started buying, but we didn't buy a whole lot, and I'll tell you why, okay? Let's go back to what's going on here. This is happening live. We can see uh, we don't want Bitcoin to break below here too much, because hopefully just a wick and it comes back. If it does, then Bitcoin's going to go down a lot more than that. Now, there's a few things you need to be aware of, okay? Because are they creating a sales wall at this line here? That's the question. So let's say that they're putting a sales wall, right? The whales. Then what would that means is that now what you will see is that Bitcoin will never go above that. It will just bounce, bounce. Eventually, what happens? It breaks down because people are doing market orders. They can never do it higher than the sales wall. Once it goes down, guess what they do? They put another sales wall. They can do that over and over again. I'll show you an example, and this is very important. If you go back to the previous bear market, hold on, I'll fix this, and we look at what happened. Basically, once they broke the price right down, They put a sales wall on the descending trend, let's say, but then they can put another sales wall right here. So that price doesn't go above that. So every time now people are buying, they're trying to bring the price up. It doesn't. Eventually it breaks down. You get what I'm saying? So that's what the sales wall is all about. And that's what they're like. That's what this article, and there's evidence about this. You can like research yourself. So the question is, well, what's going to happen? Well, that depends. I don't know. I'm not the whale who's putting the sales wall. But if they do, I think Bitcoin will go much lower. And the question is, well, how much lower is it going to go? Good question. So I can only tell you that what I'm doing is I'm preparing for the worst. And I believe that probably it will not go lower than, let me put this on here. It will probably not go lower than the 400-week moving average. And where is that? It is about 13K. However, if the whales want to push it down to 10K, they could. And if they did that, that would bring us all the way down from the top about 85%. Okay? A little bit more, a little bit less than 85. And that's the average bear market. So it's not completely crazy. I think, though, that may not happen, but that is the worst case that I'm preparing for. Okay, so, and I want to let you know something that will take you about 31 days from here. Last time, that's what it took. I'm not saying it will take the same amount of time, but last time it took 31 days. So you don't want to start buying too quick. If you're in one of my members in the pay to trade, you can look in the description to learn more about that. I have paid members and I show them how to make money in crypto because I trade with millions and I show them what I'm doing. And what I told them is like slow things down. Don't buy too quick. Buy it in 3 different phases over the next 30 days. That is the best advice you can have. Slow down your buying. Yeah, you could buy this price, maybe 15K, and then, 14K, 13K. So, but if it keep enough, in the worst case, it goes to 10, you still have a little bit of cash to buy there too. So, bottom line, we need to be aware that just a few hundred people own Bitcoin, own the most Bitcoin rather, and if you don't want to be part of them manipulating you, right, and thinking that we've reached the bottom and you start buying, then slow down and get yourself ready for that leg down. Can you buy now? Absolutely. It's a cheap price. If we bounce back, you're going to win. But what if it doesn't bounce back? What if there's a sales wall? Then what are you going to do? So what I recommended to all my paid members, be cash positive. Because I'll tell you one thing. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Buying Bitcoin, okay, at these low prices, when they bounce back, you can make a lot of money. You don't need to wait till the bull market of 2025, even though you make a lot of like money then. But make sure, most important thing, press like if you like this content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. And also check out the description once more time if you want to learn about being a paid member. It's only $50 a month. I show you how to make money so you don't get caught into these scams, okay, that these whales want you to buy the top. So they all sell, and then you're left losing like money because if Bitcoin go down 85%, everybody bought the top, they all lost. So don't be the victim. Be the person who's playing the game with the whales. All right? Like him or hate him, this is a game, okay? So, yeah, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.